Pittsburgh Steelers fans, thanks for joining us for a Monday night episode of The Hangover. You know me, I'm your boy Tate, filling in for Daniel J. with the homie that's at home tonight, the triple OG Shannon White. Shannon, what's good, man?
Well, I told you before, but I'll tell you again, I really appreciate you tonight and stepping up. And this feels familiar because not only do we do the Pub Your Breaks, and I've been on the homies with you before, but you've been on here before.
Yeah.
So you're familiar, and so this is awesome. We just we're gonna rock it tonight.
Hey, man, it's all every night of the week as long as we talking Steelers, man.
That's right. That's right.
You know. So yeah, man. So I don't know. We got a lot of stuff to jump into. We had a game since we last met on Wednesday, and you and Daniel would have last met today. There was a game Friday night, the first preseason game.
Mm-hmm.
The Steelers go down 20-12. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about, and you know, the premise of the show is what we tried to convey. Shannon came up with the title. Scores don't matter in preseason. First impressions do.
Yep.
So they lost 20-12. Does it matter? Probably not so much. I mean, but what matters is how some of these guys looked out there, right?
Yes.
So I don't know, man. We got a plethora of guys to choose from as a whole gameplay. I mean, just jump right into what you want to talk about, man. I'm gonna follow your lead tonight.
Well, I think that, you know, I've talked about it many times on multiple podcasts and a lot on Pub Your Breaks that I want them to settle in with the guys who are truly going to be the starting offensive line. And anything else you're doing, you might be making them feel like they're earning it, but you're wasting reps. And we've seen the need for those reps because Troy Fautanu is going to be the starter. They announced it today at right tackle, even though he's injured. But when he was in there, Fautanu is a great athlete. I mean, I said before the draft, he had the best feet of any offensive lineman in the draft. But it's different coming from college because usually a guy will have a lot of power or he has a lot of speed. And in camp, he's been going up against the Steelers pass rushers. But if you notice the guys he was struggling with the other night, especially, you know, those guys know they're playing 1 or 2 series, and they're going all out.
Right.
And he was hit with more size than he's used to, more power, and they still are fast. So he was a half step slow in his set. And he was absorbing, he was catching instead of delivering a blow. And he gave up 2 sacks, and they were on him. Now, I know that a lot of the, we're hearing a lot of commentary that it was on Fields. But to me, both sacks were on Fautanu. So I think that whole experimentation, I mean, I know it'll happen this week because, you know, he's hurt. But I think that once he's back fully healthy, it needs to be Jones on the left and Fautanu on the right.
Yeah, man, I don't disagree. He was going up against a load against Danielle Hunter, who the Texans just acquired during the offseason from Minnesota. 4-time Pro Bowler. He's been around a while. But he'll be 30 this season. So yeah, he's an old crafty vet. So
exactly.
that was some good work. Fautanu got in, and maybe he, you know, you really during the regular season you don't have time to warm up to it, right?
Yeah.
You got to come out ready to go. During the preseason, in your first preseason game, no less.
Yes.
I think you would allow a rookie a little time to warm up to what they're doing. And he would have got a lot more reps had he not injured his knee.
Well, and you've seen they did a little bit of a bull rush and that they got into his body quickly. You know, Hunter is a double-digit sack guy.
Yeah.
And the other guy was a larger end. With a low center of gravity, and he did the same thing. He got up inside on him, knocked him back a couple of steps, and was able to peel off and get the sacks. That's something that Fautanu is too talented. for that to continue to happen. But that's inexperience going up against experienced players. And we're going to see him improve, and he'll be able to use that footwork and his strength and his long arms, and that won't be a problem. But that's what I'm saying. I want these guys to get these reps now. And we've seen.
I agree with you, Shannon. If the plan is to play Fautanu at right, Broderick Jones at left, Frazier at center, go ahead and throw all those guys in there with James Daniels and Siamala and let them develop a rapport and playing together and stuff. We are kind of, you got to know what some of the guys are doing, but at least the first team reps, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, we've seen the problem was not the interior so much as far as the guards, even though Samalu did not play. I thought Spencer Anderson acquitted himself well. And James Daniels did play a couple series. It was the tackles because Broderick Jones struggled too. But Broderick needs to be on that left side. Leave him alone. Put him where he needs to be and leave him alone and let them work out these kinks and knock the rust off in camp and in the preseason where, don't carry this into the season. Now, the next thing being you discussed was Nate Herbig. Now, everybody talks about the bad center snap, quarterback center exchange and 2 fumbles. Now, whoever you want to blame on that, I'm not going to argue. But
I think they both took the blame, which is good. But go ahead.
Yes, exactly. You didn't throw nobody under the bus.
Right.
That's a good thing. But if you watch the difference when Herbig snaps the ball on the running plays, he's just there. He's just stationary. He does not move well. He does not turn guys and get in open running lanes. And he's just a big power guy who's really a guard.
Right.
And when Frazier come in, it was night and day. Immediately, he's fundamentally sound. His footwork's better. He's so strong. When you see him, I like to think of, I know you do, is Mike Webster. He reminds me so much of Mike Webster. And once he gets his hands on you, it's over. And he will turn you one way or the other and clear that lane.
That wrestling background helps with that.
Oh, yeah. And they talked about it. I heard that even some of the Texans mentioned that his wrestling background and his knowledge of leverage. And it's so evident. He's light years better than Herbig. I've said all along, that is like the biggest waste of time thus far in camp.
Yeah, I don't disagree. You got the Steelers on the field and on the practice field and the training camp are an old school organization.
Yes.
And they don't want to come in and just give it to the rookie. Like you said, they want to put up the facade, the charade or whatever it is to make it like they earn it. When we all know when you drafted him, that's going to be your center.
Exactly.
So why are we messing around with you?
Yeah.
But Shannon, go ahead.
I think I'm sure you was as well, but everybody when he was out of the game and he'd already put his reps in, I said that is one of the best performances by a rookie offensive lineman I can remember in his first preseason action. And I said, when people go back and watch it, they're going to be so impressed. Like the long run by Edwards that he got down to the 1. That was all Frazier. He took his guy, he turned him, and Edwards went right through the hole he created. And sure enough, everybody has been talking about it. Because when they go back and they watch it, they're like, that's just a superior performance.
Yeah, and I think that's what the Steelers are gearing towards is an athletic line that can get out, move and pull and, get out in space.
Yes.
And Zach Frazier is that. Fautanu is that. Broderick Jones is a great athlete. And I think we'll see next year they'll start to phase Siamalo and Daniels first. Daniels out and Siamalo out with McCormick and maybe even Spencer Anderson.
He looked good. And I tell you, McCormick, I thought coming from FHS, I said he's, it's going to take a while, right?
Oh, yeah.
But to me, he exceeded my expectations. The guy's got the nasty in him. You can just see it.
I heard about him during the draft process.
Yeah.
I didn't really know about him, but I heard about him. And then when the Steelers drafted him in the 4th round, I went and looked at a lot of highlight reels. You can't get tape off YouTube. You can get a lot of highlight reels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he plays with that aggression, and he's another one of those team captain leaders in the locker room too. I like McCormick a lot. I think he's, like you were getting ready to say, he's outplayed people's expectations thus far.
Oh, and that is so encouraging, because if you look at that, and Spencer Anderson and Dylan Cook, who made the roster last year, and he looks like he might be their number 1 swing tackle option. Right. Because Moore cannot swing, from what they're saying. That just is a very talented young offensive line that could be very well in the near future.
Yeah, no, I agree. Hey, Shannon, real quick, man, we're going to take a quick break, man. We're going to come back and talk more about first impressions and, more players that look good with their first impression, and some players that might be on the way out when we go from 90 to 53. But shout out, before we go to break, live chat. Y'all know we're not going anywhere. We're going to take a quick pause. If you listen on audio, we have to pay a few bills and hear from our partners. But I just want to shout out some of the live chat. Jar Devil, Afton, as usual. Ted Jones, Pittsburgh Toddy, Mr. Woodsey. Big G is in the live chat. Don't cause no trouble out here in these streets, Big G.
He's in the streets.
He's in the streets. The Quad Father, Dennis Pavlov. Tom Dessenberger. Yeah, so everybody in the live chat, we appreciate you guys being here on a Monday night talking Pittsburgh Steelers. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back after this message. And we're back on the Hangover podcast. On a Monday night, you got your boy Tate kicking it with the triple OG homie Shannon White. And we talking Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Okay, Shannon, I'm just I got no rhyme or reason. We talking training camp stuff. We talking impressions. I'm gonna give you a player. You give me your impression.
All right.
Corey Trice, your boy.
He finally got in later in the second half. I understand with him coming back from such a serious injury and letting him kind of ease his way in, less of a pressure situation. But I'm telling you, I know when you see him, it's just like he's a clone or a doppelganger of JPJ. And they look so similar. Their build, their playing style, their length. I thought he played very, very well. I loved his aggressiveness and as a tackler.
Yeah.
I think he was a little cautious in coverage. I think he wanted to, not leave a bad taste in his mouth or a bad memory with his first opportunity. But I think we'll see more. They're saying in practice, because Dante Jackson's out,
right, that
he's getting to run with the first team, and they're matching him up with Freiermuth. They're matching him up with Pickens. They're matching him up with Van Jefferson. So he's getting, tested, and he's holding up very well. And as that confidence builds, we're going to see a more aggressive Trice like he was at Purdue. But again, like we've all said, if that knee holds up and he could get past those knee issues, the Steelers got to steal.
Yeah, I hear he looks really good in camp, man. I hear right now he's the third, the second outside corner.
Yeah.
So, I'm in that, man. Staying with the defense, man. We lost, I believe, Brendan Fioku. They put him on IR, so I believe he's probably out for the year.
At this point, it has to be, yeah.
They brought up, what's the guy's name from the Vikings?
Dean Lowry.
Dean Lowry, yeah. Dean Lowry. They brought up Dean Lowry, sign him. He hasn't played yet. I think he'll play quite a bit this Saturday at Buffalo or at Pittsburgh against Buffalo.
Yeah, he practiced this week. Twice, and they said he looked strong.
And that's who practiced today too. Because they also brought up Cordero Patterson.
Yes.
And he actually got in today in the team-on-team drill, goal line situation. They ran the ball with him 3 times in a row. So they didn't put him in no flex position and no. I don't know if they did kickoff return today, but they put him in at running back and slammed him into the pile. So I think they go ahead.
They did. He scored on one reverse that I think he started it in the slot, and he did a reverse and scored at the goal line. And he did do kick return work.
Okay.
And he said that it's going to take a while to get used to because this is totally different than what he's used to. And there's going to be an adjustment period, as we all seen in all the games this weekend.
Right. And I bring him up because if he's healthy and ready for the season, I think he will be the number 3 running back.
Yeah, I think that was the plan.
Yeah.
But, when you see Ward, Jonathan Ward, and
Edwards.
And Edwards, I mean, Ward is built like he's a little taller than Barry Foster, but he's got that bowling ball and that extra speed to get around the edge.
Well,
Ward was very impressive. And Edwards is very elusive in the hole, meaning when we talked about him being able to jump cut.
Yeah.
And so when he got in there, he actually did a little bit of a jump cut on that one long run I was talking about to clear and get in the right lane. And that's something they really don't have with Harrison Warren.
Edwards reminds me a lot of Jalen Warren minus the speed.
Yes.
I
think he has better feet.
Yeah. Okay. I can give you that. But my question is, do we just release these guys when it's time? Both of them? I mean, what happens in the running back room? And is Connor Hayward part of that room or the fullback? What's his name? We talk about it every week.
Coletto?
Yeah. Coletto, yeah. What happens in the running back room?
Yeah, Coletto is your true fullback. But, I mean, it's hard to keep a spot for a true fullback anymore.
Yeah,
unless they're special.
Arthur Smith said today, I love to keep a fullback, but he got to be able to play teams.
There you go.
Yeah.
And we know Connor Hayward can do it all.
Right.
And he's your true H-back. I say he'll make it as the H-back / fullback. And I think they'll keep 4 running backs and 1 on the practice squad. So there's an opportunity for all 5 of the guys we're talking about to make it.
Okay.
Because Ward, they say Ward can be a good gunner.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you got special team value,
exactly. Yeah.
You got a better chance of carving yourself out a spot on this football team.
I think that gives him a slight edge over Edwards. Because Ward can be a gunner on special teams. He has returned some kicks at camp. Whereas, as you say, Edwards is kind of a repetitive situation to Warren.
Right.
And you might get stash him on the practice squad.
Right. Okay. So where I was going before the running back got in my head, I don't know how that happened. But the D line, we're talking about Dean Lowry.
Yes.
First impression so far this season of Montravius Adams.
I am literally stunned. I'm a guy who never has a problem admitting when I'm wrong, especially when it's a good situation. I am thrilled. I've been very upset, concerned about the depth at the defensive line position. And I've said this many times. To me, that was their biggest need remaining on the roster, much more than wide receiver. But we've seen DeMarvin Leal have a great camp. Well, guess what? He showed he looked good in the game. That's what matters. Like I said, the score didn't matter, but the individual results and first impressions matter. He played very well. Loudermilk was much more active. He was much more disruptive. Now, I know it's preseason, but they're saying he's having a strong camp. Well, Lowry is a proven professional, a veteran. So now he's in there. He's back. And the guy that I was most wrong about thus far is Montravius Adams. To me, Montravius Adams looks bigger.
To big enough to handle that nose.
Yeah, he looks bigger. I mean, he's still quick, but he was stacking guys. I mean, consistently stacking guys in the middle. And they said he's been doing that at camp. So, and then if he could get that pass rush like he did, and then get into throwing lanes and he knocked another one down, that would be like so beneficial to this defense if he could, step in and take a lot of them nose tackle reps.
Right. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Yeah. Got a super chat from the homie Ruben Stone. Big G, we get to your comment too. What's the homie Rube saying? He's saying, Mr. Tate, please tell everyone to relax. It's preseason and we will have a better showing next game. Here we go. Ruben, I agree, man. That's what we're here for. We saying the score don't matter. Look at what the players are doing. How you going to judge a Steeler game and you don't got no TJ Watt, no Cam Hayward, no Minka Fitzpatrick, no Patrick Queen, no
Alex Highsmith.
No Alex Highsmith, yeah. I mean, so you really can't judge it. The starting quarterback played 3 series. They had some mishaps with the center quarterback exchange, but yeah, no, I completely agree. Thank you for the $4.99, Mr. Stone, the homie Big Rube, Lil Rube. Let's go to our own Big G real quick. What's he talking about? Me trying to just start something in these streets, Shannon. I'm sure. I'll let you read this one, man.
Okay, it says Adams figured it out. Leal has figured it out. All we need is Watt to come on out of retirement to go for the trophy. Hey, everybody be happy if Watt would come out of retirement. I don't think it's going to happen, but I do agree totally that, Adams looked different to me. He really, really did. I don't know if he just needed a little fire to realize that his position was tenuous at best. Same thing with Leal, but Leal looks like a totally different player.
So Shannon, let's try, while we talk about it real quick, let's try and sort out this defensive line room, man. What you thinking going into preseason game 2? Because really, this week and after this game tells a lot.
Oh yeah, tomorrow's the last day of camp.
Last day at Latrobe,
yeah. So guys have had a great opportunity. Some things just fell in some guys' lap, but they've had to earn it. But this next game is going to tell us a lot more even than this one did. For me, the defensive line, we might not even see Hayward till the regular season.
Yeah, we don't worry about him. That's a spot.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about him.
Joby's a spot.
Benton looked very good until he got his eye poked. Yeah. And again, no reason to risk him. Make sure he's healed. And Ogunjobi's got some pressure.
Oh, you think so?
To be a starter, definitely.
Okay.
I think that he's been mid. He was last year.
What do you think about starting Montrevious at the nose and moving Benton to Ogunjobi's spot?
Well, I don't want Benton on the nose.
Right.
To me, you're wasting Benton, putting him on the nose where it's easy to double team him.
Right.
And you get him outside where he's going to have Watt on one side. Hey, that's a tough matchup. And Ogunjobi has been a backup before and been very effective. He actually wears down with too many reps.
Okay. So you would be okay with Adams over the nose and Ogunjobi on the end?
Yes. And I've said before, I would like to see Hayward slide into nose at least some this year, especially if necessary, for a few snaps and see where his future takes him. Because I do think to lengthen his effectiveness, he's going to have to slide in eventually.
Right.
But I love Lowry. Lowry is a professional, just like Watts was last year. Watts. Yeah, when he come in, you knew that you was going to get a professional performance. That's what you're going to get with Lowry. But now, if Leal can continue this trajectory, now you got another young guy to go with Benton. And then it comes down to, is Loudermilk going to force him to try to get Lee on this practice squad? We just don't know.
Logan Lee, the sixth-round pick out of Iowa.
Exactly.
So I don't know, how many did you name? Did you name 6 guys?
Yeah, I'm thinking 6 and 1 on the practice squad at least. But
Okay.
who will be that guy?
Okay.
See, with Fahoku being out now, I was thinking that Fahoku could be the practice squad guy, but he's out for the year.
Big G again. Benton needs to play the 5 tech on the D line. Too much speed. Him and Highsmith would cause problems.
And I totally agree with that.
Man, is that a first? Somebody agreeing with Big G?
No, I agree with him quite often.
You do. About the X's and O's, the other stuff he's saying, Shannon. But yeah, man. So talking about the D line, I mean, I feel like I'm going to shift a little bit. This is not so much connected to camp. What's the latest you hearing, man, on the Brandon Ayuk trade, man?
I think it's a little bit of cat and mouse between Khan and the Niners, because Khan's hoping that if he keeps waiting and Ayuk puts the pressure, because somebody was saying the Steelers offered him $28 million. For that to be comparable with the tax brackets in Pittsburgh and in San Francisco, the Niners would have to offer him $31 million. Good. That's a big difference.
Good point. That's a big difference.
And I don't think there's much. I think the game showed that Arthur Smith's route concepts are going to get guys open. Remember, we talked about it. The play design under Canada never got anybody open. But if the line can give these quarterbacks adequate protection, they are going to have crossers and they're going to have deeper patterns from 10 to 20 yards that they're going to be able to run open. And we've seen multiple, I think there was 3 receptions of over 20 yards. I know that Austin had one. Pickens had one right on that cusp. Austin might have had more than one. I can't remember. But you're going to see a lot of that quick screen game, which I think Harrison Warren will be very effective in that. Which they haven't had in the past. They haven't used it. So I think that Scotty Miller, he had that long one.
Yeah.
So I think they've got adequate and a variety of talent, to utilize that of the slot, or is that number 2? And I don't think that the Steelers and Khan feel pressured to make that trade. So I think he's just going to wait and see what happens and leave all the pressure with the Niners.
I agree. I mean, I don't think that they need it. It's a must do, but if you're going for it, go for it, right? That's how I feel about it at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like Ayuk would make the offense more explosive, more potent. And I think if this trade is going to happen, we've been talking about it ever since the draft, really.
Yes.
We've been talking about it heavy since last week, since my dude Cam Marinero Sauce came out with that tweet that set NFL world on fire.
Yeah.
But it hasn't happened yet. And I think John Lynch and the 49ers are just trying to wait for a better deal. Like you said, Khan and John Lynch are playing a game of chicken. They're waiting each other out. I mean, I think the 49ers know Ayuk doesn't want to be there. There was some talk and speculation about they were back at the table and stuff. Ayuk posted on his social media that it's all just talk. We're not really – it's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
They just trying to say that to try and get other teams to up the ante. But I don't even know that other teams matter, because he wants to play for the Steelers and he don't have a no trade clause, but he has to sign a new contract wherever he's going, what the teams who want him are going to be giving up. He has to be willing to sign a new contract.
Yeah, they said he already vetoed the one to Cleveland. He said, I don't want to go to Cleveland.
He didn't want to go to New England for $32 million.
But, that brings up, everybody's talking about Juju. And I've had people ask me my opinion. And just to be honest, Juju's knees are shot. I mean, he might be 27, 28 now, but he's got the knees of an old timer. I don't see where he's an upgrade over the guys they've already got. He did not look the same with New England at all.
Yeah, I don't think the Steelers have interest in bringing Juju back. I mean, he's a big slot, but he's a slower slot.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be a better blocker, but I think Roman Wilson comes with that mentality. He's going want to block.
See, we ain't even got to see him yet.
I haven't got to see him yet.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, I'm not with to bring Juju back. I know the old sentiments and stuff like that. People, Steeler fans want to see it. We got a super chat from the last king of Scotland, $1.99. Thanks, last king. Good to see you in here again, man. Said Tomlin needs to stop playing with the O-line and the QBs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when you came in. We talked about the O-line part of it. The QB part of it we'll get to, and I don't know that is playing. I think now it's a legit competition. So I think now he's not playing. I think now they're really evaluating between Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. I
don't know if you've been paying attention. I've seen so many comments. People taking time to make TikTok videos and stuff talking about Justin Fields doesn't have pocket presence, doesn't see the field. He still can't progress through. And I mean, I'm sorry, but anybody that watched that, to me, the sacks were totally Fautanu, and I love Fautanu, but he's just young. The snaps, whoever, it was a bad center quarterback exchange. I'm not throwing blame on anybody, but when he threw the ball, he should have been 6 of 6. And Tomlin didn't challenge. It's preseason, but he didn't challenge the one that looked like a completion to me.
Yeah, so that would have made him 6 of 6.
Exactly.
Like 80 yards.
I don't know how could anybody watch the same thing we watched and then say, "Oh, it just shows that he's no good." I mean, I don't get that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think, man, the quarterback is a competition. I expect Russ to win because I expect Russ to practice and perform well in his next preseason game. I think Russ probably gets about the first quarter of the game. I mean, it's Monday. We're looking at Saturday. We don't know yet. I'm just projecting, guessing out. Justin Fields will probably play the second and some of the third. And then you'll get Kyle Allen coming in again.
Hey, I thought Kyle Allen looked very, he is experienced in a variety of offenses. He looked very in control. After, the rough start there, the first series. After that, I thought he played very well. I mean, he did miss the throw. It was catchable, but, Austin's a shorter receiver. You gotta make a better throw there. But I actually thought that for your third string guy, I didn't think that was a bad performance at all for his first opportunity in the Steelers uniform.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, he could have had a better throw, but Calvin also got to bring that down.
Yep.
And if Calvin also bring that down, he has like 3 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown.
Yep.
If he catches that. But yeah, I like the way Allen looked. But I mean, I don't think the comment was Tomlin's wasting QB. O-line, we think you're right. He is wasting those guys. Go ahead and get the guys you want to start in there, let them get reps together, build a rapport, and get, just get that thing going. The quarterbacks is a different story. You got to let it play out. Russ been hurt. Now Russ is back. Go ahead.
They said today both quarterbacks looked good. The offense won, I think, the reps 5-2, if I remember right, but said that one of the reps, Wilson, like 55, 60 air yards. He hit a big pass to I can't remember who he threw it to. Might have been Jefferson.
Justin Fields hit a 50-yarder to Quez Watkins, too.
Yes. So one thing about it, we're seeing already, guys, that this offense is going to drive the ball down the field, and a lot of that's going to come off the play action.
Because
and
of the
all
break
that,
game.
what's going to make that possible is the mentality of the quarterbacks. Because we've seen that Kenny Pickett in Philly completed, I don't know how many passes, but it was like a 4-yard average. It's the dink and dunk. That's just the mentality. These guys are ripping it. And they are actually tagging down the field. So with this offensive line, I think they're going to be able to give better protection. and then you're going to see that extra half second to let that play develop, and we're going to be able to attack down the field.
I like that. I like that a lot. I got so tired of the last dink and dunk 3 or 4 years, man. Even the end of Ben was dink and dunk.
Oh yeah, it was.
You know?
It was. Yes.
Yeah. So just to be able to hopefully stretch the field and throw the ball, challenge defense. That's going to open up for the run game too. They support one another.
Exactly.
The play action supports the pass, and the pass opens it up for the run.
Yep. And that's exciting because I know that everybody in the live chat will agree. We all are tired of the incompetence on the offense under Matt Canada, and even when Canada was gone, they were still saddled with his playbook. They it was too late in the year. They could add a little bit here and there, but now we're actually seeing a competent offensive coordinator, and I'm very excited.
Like you said with the route concepts, people.
Yes, exactly.
But hey, Shannon, we're gonna take another quick break, man. Our second and final break of the show. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, you know we're not going nowhere. You know how we get down, how we do it. If you listen to audio platform, be it Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever you listen, iHeartRadio, we have to hear a few words from our partners, and we'll be right back after this. Big G out there in the street saying, get the algorithms up. Dennis Pavlak, the quad father, says for the first time in 3 years, we won't have a predictable offense. Agreed. Mr. Woodsey, Kyle Allen is a nice third guy. I agree. Man, live chat. Y'all got some good comments in here again. So, yeah, we got about 78 folks watching in the live chat right now. Only 37 thumbs up. We need about 40 more thumbs up to make it right. So let's make it right. But Shannon, getting back to the Steeler football, man. So another question I had, man. We kind of briefly touched on the quarterback, but what do you think about the linebacker room? We talking about Mark Robinson. Impression on Mark Robinson's play the other night.
I understand that he was a converted running back, and at Ole Miss, and he played 1 year, and they converted him to inside linebacker, and I've been a fan, and I've really rooted for the young man because I liked his aggressiveness because the Steelers didn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem he has is he can find running lanes because he reads the play like a running back.
He can plug.
So he can plug, and he meets these guys in the hole. I love that. The problem is he's slow reacting. Even now, he's had some years now in this system. He's still slow to read and react. And now you have Patrick Queen, who isn't playing yet, but we know what he can do. You have Landon Roberts, who is the ultimate thumper, which is what I was hoping Mark Robinson would turn into. Now you got Peyton Wilson. Now, I'm going to try not to – I don't like to use hyperbole. But Peyton Wilson is like Jack Lambert with speed.
Mm.
Now, and what I mean is he's so lanky, and he moves – he looks like a safety, a fast safety. He flies. That first play of the game was a beautiful – he just sniped in there and brought the running back down for a loss. Now, what happened? He had a strong first half. He had to play more than he expected to play. And I think he got a little wore down in the second half, and he started missing a few tackles. He overrun a few plays. But if you really look at his statistics, his line, I think it was 7 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss. He's all over the field. And he was, in one route, he was right on the wide receiver dropped the ball. But Wilson was in great coverage in his hip pocket. a wide receiver, not a tight end or a running back. So I think Wilson, as I've said before, will be starting before the end of the year with Patrick Queen. And you're going to have the fastest and most athletic inside linebackers in the NFL when you have both of them guys out there.
I like that too. I project that to happen. And not that Atlanta Roberts won't have his role. He will.
Oh, yeah.
But to Roberts, is he gone? Is he hanging around till Holcomb comes? I mean, what are we looking at?
Well, another problem is I hope Holcomb can make it back by midseason, because that would be a great problem to have, because he's such a quality young man and player. That with him not being ready, that might help Mark Robertson make the team. But staying on the team is going to be an issue. Because here's the thing, on the edge, at outside linebacker, you got TJ, you got Alex, you got Nick. Now you also have Johnson and Moon. And Johnson is quick as a hiccup. That guy is explosive around that corner. Now, he's not big, so he's pretty much going to be a pass rusher.
Right.
Whereas Moon, I think, will be the number 4 guy, because Moon has got height and length and strength. He can set the edge, and he can get after the quarterback, as we've seen, because he got a sack.
Right.
So it wouldn't shock me, because both those guys play special teams.
So
something that Golden wasn't going to do. So even though he signed back and then he retired, he doesn't play special teams. Moon and Johnson do. So you think, I think that they might keep 5 edge guys. Yeah. And only keep 4 inside guys and keep 1 on the practice squad. And then Robertson might be gone with Holcomb comes back.
Okay. Hey, live chat. We went from 37 to 42. Go ahead and get them thumbs up again real quick, man. Do it for Big G out there working hard in them streets. Give him a tip for his work. He out there with y'all saying algorithms and trying to stir the pot per usual.
Hey, at least hit the like, because you got the homies. You got 2 of the homies right here, and you got the Italian Stallion, a new birthday shirt, because I love Rocky so much. Yeah, and I'm Irish, but I love the shirt. I love the movies. So this is one of my. I wanted to wear it for everybody tonight. It deserves some likes all by itself.
It does. It does. Hey, what's your favorite Rocky movie?
It's always got to be the original, because it's what It's kind of like who's the greatest stealer. It's got to be me, Joe. He set the whole tone, and the first one set the tone for the franchise.
I don't disagree, man. And I understand that reasoning.
Yeah,
I'm a Rocky 4 guy though, and I know that Italian Stallion logo and shirt from Rocky 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first Rocky movie I watched in a theater. See, the first 2 I was too young.
Right.
The first one I went to the movies and watched with my cousins was the Rocky 3. Yeah, with Mr. T.
Mr. T. Clubber Lang. Yeah,
exactly.
But no, that's a great one. They all are great. I mean, well, once they got to the one with Tommy Morrison and stuff, that was kind of like they was doing too much. But I mean,
then they had Balboa. After that, which is a quality movie, and then the Creed franchise.
I like Creed a lot. I like 1, 2, 3, and 4. Every time I see him on TV, I stop and watch them.
I do too. I've seen him 100 times.
Now Balboa and Rocky, the other Rocky, the one with the guy that played the Don King character, that was with Tommy Morrison.
That was the 5th one with Tommy Morrison.
Yeah. I wasn't big. I watched it and supported it. I wasn't a big fan of it. But 1, 2, 3, and 4, classics all day.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. So let's just touch on a couple other things before we get ready to get out of here. And live chat, if you got any questions, go ahead and shoot questions at me and Shannon, man. Because I mean, and anything that you guys want to talk about, let us know. We got a couple of votes for Rocky 3. Yeah. Mr. Woodsey done it 4. Pittsburgh Toddy, Rocky 1 through 3 were the best. Ivan Drago was big trash. I'm surprised that's Booby. I would have thought that was Big G with the big trash reference. But so we briefly touched on the court. Okay, I know a room that's going to be interesting. The tight end room, Shannon. What are your impressions on the tight end room? What are your takes? I heard some people saying, not because he's bad, but just because of fit stuff, that Connor Hayward could potentially be cut. Because I don't think so. I've heard it.
Yeah, I don't see that. He scored a touchdown. He caught another pass. He threw a couple of good blocks. He does it all. He plays teams. Nobody has that versatility. Freiermuth, they didn't use him, because he wouldn't play, but he's going to be used a lot this year. We know. I wanted to see him throw it to Washington. My whole thing in the first half was just call a seam route and hit Washington.
Right.
Just so we can show everybody that they're going to this year. I really believe that. But it just never came to fruition. But the guy can do it. He just needs opportunity. I thought that Mikal Pruitt, he looked very professional. But again, he's used to this offense.
Right.
He knows it. So he was kind of had an advantage there. Rodney Williams, as far as I know, still hurt. Didn't play. So, he's a great special teams guy, so you never know what'll happen there. But, I think that it'll probably be 3-4 if they keep Williams for his versatility and special teams. I think Pruitt might not make it or be special teams guy. Practice squad guy.
Okay. So you got obviously Freiermuth, Washington, Hayward, and maybe Rodney Williams.
Maybe Rodney Williams, yes.
Okay. It's just a lot of tough choices to make this year, man. When you got questions and decisions to make about all these different players and who fits where, and you do it every year. But I feel like this year, at the 90-man mark, still got a lot of good players, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's a great problem. Because I remember just recently, you're like, well, man, they don't have any depth here, and they don't have any depth there. And I thought that about the defensive line this year, but so far they're proving me wrong.
Right. Comment from Booby. Fields is going to master this offense. I'm good if Russ starts this year, but Justin Fields is coming.
Yes.
Pause. But yeah. No, I don't disagree. I think it's set up for the Steelers to let Russ not let him start. He's earned to start, just his career numbers and his leadership and all those things. But it's good for Russ. He gets a playoff caliber team. He gets the lead to refresh from what happened in Denver and with what's his name? Coach.
Oh, Sean Payton.
Sean Payton gets a refresh from that. Ideally, leads them to the playoffs, wins a game or two, and then hopefully a Super Bowl. They win the Super Bowl win changes everything.
Oh yeah,
changes.
But
everything.
I think Sean Payton. You have to be real careful when you had a franchise quarterback and he led your franchise to its only Super Bowl. Then a lot of times you could be exposed when you no longer have that franchise quarterback.
Right.
And not saying that it's Peyton's fault. I'm just saying that, he maybe was given too much credit, which is getting off to be the same for the player as well. So I think that Peyton's feeling the pressure to live up to his own reputation.
Well, yeah, Belichick went through it. We have to
have
Brady for all those years, and have to have him Breeze for all those years.
Belichick, as a head coach, didn't do nothing until he got Brady.
Right. Basically, that's right. He's a good as a head coach. He's a good defensive coordinator. I like the comment from Kevin. Great first name. Osborne, Ryan Watts is looking. That's what we didn't talk about. Ryan Watts is looking good, man.
Dennis, the Quadfather, he said the same thing. He said, "What did we think about Watts at safety?" To me, Watts is a great utility piece, a versatile piece, and that he can play slot. They've been working him at dime linebacker. He can play some. He can play some on the outside.
Strong safety.
Exactly, and he's a future strong safety. The guy is incredibly long, very athletic. I thought he tackled well the other night. There was a lot of bad tackling in the second half, but I thought he did well.
Right.
And I think he could definitely make this squad. And I think if he tried to stick him on the practice squad, he might get snatched up.
Yeah, I think he does make it. I think guys like Braylon Arnold and Everett from Baltimore, whatever his name is, I think guys like that are out. I think they keep Watts. I think they keep him. Obviously, they got to keep Killebrew in the safety room with Minka, Deshaun Elliott. Yeah, five safeties and 5 DBs because Elliott can come down and Watt can come down too.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm guessing five corners and 5 of those safeties.
Did you see the hit that the other Elliott that they just signed put on in the second half?
I don't remember it.
Oh man, he come up and he wiped the guy out. It was beautiful. So I mean, he just got into camp and he wanted to make a statement, and he did. So I think Beanie played a solid game. When they're trying to rush him out of the slot, it was a little telegraphed. And I think that when he did have a free rush, they blocked him right at the last second, or he would have had a sack, and the guy peeled back.
And let's not forget the other part of that. You get a lot more attention paid to you individually when you don't got TJ and Alex Highsmith and Cam on the field and Patrick Queen.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Wait till you get all them guys out there. Yeah.
There's a lot more stuff going to be opened up.
Yep, exactly. But you've seen his speed. Bishop's speed showed up. And it's funny, he played it. I thought he played solid. Well, they've been using Graham Arnold as the first team slot guy this week.
Graham, too. He got hurt, though, right?
Who?
Graham.
No, this is his last name's Arnold. I thought it was Graham Arnold.
No,
not the guy's last name's Graham.
Yeah, but that's the one that got hurt. The other
Arnold, that's the one that got hurt. This guy's the slot guy with Beanie Bishop and Everett.
Right.
And they've been using them at camp, but I think they're just seeing what they got with them two guys, because I think, honestly, that they're pretty sold on Beanie already.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, so one person I forgot about, we didn't mention, we talked about the linebackers, is old Dirty Red, man. I mean, this, see what I mean? Every time you come up with players that most years would be deserving to make a roster, they might not make it.
Now everybody remembers when Dirty Red was here the first time, that I was not impressed with him because he's a good special teams guy, but he doesn't offer anything on defense, and he still doesn't. And I think this team has more talent this year than they've had in a good while. I do not see him making it.
I'm sorry.
But, I mean, he could surprise us, especially if special teams struggles in the second game like they did the first game. But to me, you have too many quality players that offer you help on defense that can play special teams. The special teams guys didn't stay in their lane. They freelanced. That's why they didn't look very good. Of course, trying to field a punt over your shoulder like Willie Mays, making a catch in center field, that was really stupid. But guys, they know they only get so many opportunities in these preseason games to make an impression, and they usually take advantage of it and try to get very aggressive.
Right. So we don't think Dirty Red gonna make it.
I can't see it happening, no.
I mean, if you think about it, all the accolades that Peyton Wilson came in with from college, that's what Dirty Red had coming out of Boston College too.
Yeah.
He was
But,
good,
that's how many guys live up to the hype? But, hey, Peyton Wilson lived up to the hype right off the bat.
he has thus far. I can't wait to see him get out there with a PQ, you know.
Yep, me
But
too.
Shannon, Tate stays getting phone. My bad, Matt Smith. I mean, I don't know how to slide this button. I could just turn the phone off. Up until it rings, I thought I turned the ringer off.
Tate, you know how to handle that. Just say, my source is calling. I'll be right back.
You're right. That was a Steelers source.
I know. Hey, Big G would have done that. Big G would be like, hold on, fellas. I got to take this.
Yeah, man. Big fine. You right, Val Ford. Valley Ford. Hey, Shannon, we're about to get out of here, man. Thanks for having me on your show tonight, man. Have fun. Great talking Steelers. It's the last we was on the day before camp started.
Yep.
And now we're on the day before the last day of camp.
Well, you know how much I appreciate you. You know, I mean, to have guys like you and Big G to work with on Wednesday is just a blessing. And then to have, you know, Daniel has a special evening planned, and he needed to be. And I said, you stepped up big time, because I mean, I didn't get to tell you to this evening, and I really do appreciate it. And no problem, I think we had a great show, and it's always fun talking Steelers with my buddy.
His wife's birthday, right, Daniel J?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, you can't miss them, man. I already know.
and he's like us. He outkicked his coverage, and Brittany is super sweet, as sweet as she is beautiful. And I said, I want them to be able to celebrate and have it celebrate the day.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's a blessing. Every birthday is a blessing.
Yes.
Every wife is a blessing.
Amen.
So don't I know it? But hey, man. So hey, we get to do this for once. Me and Shannon, check us out on Wednesday with the homie, the street runner, Big G. You know, usually Shannon's on here on Monday and saying check us out on Wednesday on Pump Your Brakes, but now we together and we both will be back on Wednesday on Pump Your Brakes. Maybe to be some more Ayuk news, maybe a little bit more definitiveness about the quarterback situation. I mean, who knows what can come up between now and Wednesday at 8:00, but we will certainly be there with Pump Your Brakes. Thank my brother Shannon for having me again tonight. Glad I could help. Glad I could get on and talk Steelers. Ted Jones, Afton, everybody, thank you guys. Kathy for it. Mother of Afton. To the generals, we salute you.
Yes.
You know, and so before we get out of here, one more time, hit them thumbs up. Until Wednesday night for me and Shannon, we actually are about to be out. Peace.